Today's debate is more on whether or not Penrith will make as much as Stirling.
Just talk purely good one, resale market, Queen, Stirling. Why I buy Penrith?
One thing that Penrith have that Stirling doesn't have. If you don't have, then you might be affected. On top of that, it really only boils down to one thing.
Okay, welcome to this new channel called Beyond the PSF. My name is Nigel, this is Bobby. We're going to talk about everything real estate related, property. I tell you, Singaporeans love to talk property. And today for our first video, we're going to ask this golden question. Will the upcoming Queenstown launch called the Penrith be the next king in Queenstown? As you all know, Queenstown is a very mature estate. You have a lot of condos there, right? Queens, Stirling Residences, Commonwealth Towers, Queen's Peak, and I think right now the iconic development there is Queens, because I think it's one of the older one there, 20 over years there already, by Queenstown and MRT. And I think the next kid on the block, the next successor to Queens would be Stirling Residences. I think if you look at the profit margin, it is the most profitable in the last couple of years. So I think you can debate whether Stirling Residences is the king right now, Queens was the king, and will Penrith dethrone any of them?
For the purpose of this debate itself, I definitely believe that Penrith has the potential to actually dethrone both Stirling and Queen. Why I say so is because number one, this is a brand new project. Generally, people are like new. On top of that, over here itself, Penrith has very functional layouts. Okay, we have just seen the show flat today. All the common room can fit in a queen size bed, and they are minimally around 8 square meters. Okay, and the master bedroom itself can fit in a king size bed plus a dresser plus walk-in wardrobe. So that is for the 3-bedder and 4-bedder. Over here itself, if you ask me, for a project to dethrone so-called Stirling or Queens, right, it has to boil down to the important factor of livability. Moving forward, right, the government direction, as we all know, is starting to go towards the bigger unit type. Okay, so these are what attract those record-breaking transactions. When you have very functional 3-bedder and 4-bedder, right, you will attract more emotional buyers in future in resale market. Today, if let's say you have maybe around $3 million, $2.2 million to $3 million, which is around the 3-bedder to 4-bedder range, right? And you have a choice to pick either a project that was TOP in 2001 or a brand new project that TOP in 2025. Which one will you pick?
See my needs.
Okay, correct.
See my needs.
Okay, maybe see your needs. Whether or not you need a unit right now, but can I say that there will be a portion of people that will prefer the newer one?
Okay.
Okay. Number two, the reason why some of the resale development in Queenstown are not performing well, or rather not that well, is because back then the layout itself might not be that functional. It will attract emotional buyers in future that will actually break the record. On top of that, for Penrith itself, right, there are a lot of small to mid-sized projects that do not have full-fledged condo facilities. Meaning to say, they will rather maximize the number of units to be built and then cut down on the communal facilities. So very often you go and see maybe the swimming pool only like that.
Okay.
But for Penrith itself, you get a proper swimming pool. In fact, they have done some design, some curves over there, and you will get a tennis court. So essentially, it is really like what we mentioned, full-fledged.
But the others also have,
Correct.
So if the others also have, why would you bid? Why would you bid it?
So over here, right, the debate is, if you don't have, then you might be affected. But if you have, at least that is not one of your Achilles heels.
Okay, then if both have, all things being equal, my Queens, my Stirling, and my future Penrith, then what advantage you have? Not going to even talk about the others like Margaret View, Queen's Peak, because I think the layouts there are inferior. I think their common rooms are too small, only can put single bed. That's why they don't make as much money. They are already a less favorable product. We just talk purely, I think good one, resale market, Queen, Stirling, Penrith. All things equal, why I buy Penrith?
So essentially, we have boiled down the discussion into Penrith versus Stirling and Queen.
Right.
Okay, one is a, no offense, 20 plus years project. Then Stirling, which is relatively new. One thing that I always advise my own buyers essentially is that end of the day, yes, Queen might make more, Stirling might make more, Penrith might make more. But always remember that there is always risk in investment. If you enter a resale right now, we all know that now is at the highest point. Okay, ever since 2020, 2021, the market has been very bullish. So if you were to enter into, let's say, Queen or Stirling, if the market is doing well, yes, everyone happy, we rejoice, you might be right, Stirling, Queen might make the money. But don't forget, anytime the market might turn down. Because right now SSD is at 4 years, correct?
Yeah.
So 4 to 5 years time, during this period of time, number one, Penrith is on progressive payment. By 4 years mark itself, you probably still haven't collected your key, which means to say the whole payment of the purchase price, right, you probably only pay 85% or lesser than that. So in terms of the cash outlay, you already win Stirling and Queen. Number two, in terms of your return on investment, I'm a firm believer that as long as your layout is good, your landscaping is good, your location is decent, and the entry price, most importantly, is the entry price is correct. There's no reason why Penrith will perform worse than Stirling.
Here's my take. The one that performs best in the cluster, I would say, is the Icon. I don't see Penrith overtaking either Queens or Stirling as this particular Queenstown landmark. I think for a few very good reasons. Number one, I think we can agree that Penrith will not be bigger than Queens inside, interiorly, confirmed. When we talk about building facade, I mean, we've seen the building recently. I think because of the not so big land size, it doesn't look the most fantastic. Something like Stirling looks a lot more impressive. And I think Stirling has one thing that Penrith may not have, which is the very nice panoramic kind of unblocked view, and even get a kind of sea view. Both Queens and Stirling have, Penrith don't have.
So I think today's debate is more on whether or not Penrith will make as much as Stirling. I think Penrith, we both agree that it's very safe purchase. It's just a matter of will we make more than Stirling. First thing, regarding the size itself. Yes, Queen itself, for most of the 3-bedders, there's at least 1,001 square feet. But do you really need that space? Are you really buying?
I want.
Yes, okay, you buy one.
Guys, I want the space. I want the space.
For a lot of buyers out there, what they need is efficient space. Moving forward, if the government is trying to streamline the whole condo design, why are you buying back into the older design? For me itself, I prefer the new things. Number two, regarding icon or not icon, yes, you are right to say that being the icon of a district itself definitely will give you an advantage in terms of your resale, because in terms of your property guru itself, when people search for the location, the first thing that comes to mind is their project name. But then again, market has shown, for example, when Claremont Canopy was the icon. Turns out Claremont performed better than Claremont Canopy. Same thing for Park Clementi's and Triling. As of this current moment, we are not sure whether or not Penrith will become the new icon. Back to the third point regarding the view. I think this is actually an advantage to Penrith. Why would I say so? Yes, Stirling has panoramic view. The view is wow, superb. If you are staying mid to high floor. But this gives Penrith an unfair advantage in the sense that it has no view. Like it has no decent view. Okay, the only view you get is probably a pool view. This means that, right, even if you buy a low floor unit, you are not disadvantaged because you might actually have the best view, the low to mid floor. So depending on the ballot number itself, I foresee this project to sell downwards up rather than upwards down.
I think if the project has very nice views, then the demand would flow there. But I think if don't have, then probably second down from low floor up.
But this will give the unfair advantage in the sense that even the lower floor unit will be able to move in future in resale market. And there's one stack, there's one facing right, whereby if let's say you buy stack 345, which is block 72 near the tennis court, you might be able to get a bit of the landed, the GCB view. Okay, so if you buy the lower to mid floor, you will see nursing home. But the moment you clear it, it's actually GCB view. This is what I realized in views lah. Okay, the first time you go and view the unit, yes, wow. First week, still, By the time you reach the first month, your curtain is drawn already. So if you ask me, for Penrith to dethrone Stirling or Queen, it really boils back down to price point. Because this project itself, the land size is smaller than both of them.
Yep.
So by right, your PSF should be lower if they were launched at the same time. I will break down the entry price into maybe 3 categories. One is must buy. That means the moment developer announce starting from this price, just go ahead, close your eyes and just buy. And then there's a can buy, which is if you're looking to this project, this price is reasonable. And there's a buy, which is you can just walk on to all the other options that you have. So if you ask me, if today the developer were to launch at around 2005 PSF, I feel it's just go and buy. Because Stirling's already at 2005. And most importantly, this is harmonized. Harmonization literally means that you can minus around 8% off the PSF. That will bring down the effective PSF of Penrith, if they launch at 2005 to 2004-ish only. which is lower than resale. Close eyes, just buy. I feel a can buy price will be probably around 2006, 2007-ish, depending on the floor level. Okay, 2006, 2007, I think it's quite safe because it's same price as Stirling.
But I think if the developer will be smart on this, right, is that because they know that being high, they don't really have a lot of view advantage, they shouldn't load the floor so much. Because if you look at high floor kind of projects, right, if the developer load the floor up in terms of the pricing, then the high floor PSF will be very high. Then I think can enter already.
Correct. To me, whatever price that we state, right, we talk about the starting floor price. At the starting floor price of around 2006-ish, I feel can buy. But the moment it crosses, if the starting floor price is around 2008-ish, then I feel that it's better to, consider other options. Overall, if you ask me whether or not dethrone, like what Nigel mentioned, it really boils back down to the entry price. Right now, we do not have the starting from price, but I really hope the developer will launch at a reasonable price of, around 2005-ish PSF. Then I feel yes, this might be one of the number one new launch of the year.
Wow, that's very very bold. That to say number one new launch. Okay, I think if what you say is true, come out 2005, I also think can buy. But that is how lucky are we that we all enter at 2005? May not be, ma.
Correct.
Yeah. So if it goes up higher, it creeps in the 26, 27, 28 range, then you can at a lower PSF buy something like a Stirling.
Correct.
With very high floor and block view, or even go towards the Queens, where for the same or lower quantum and significantly lower PSF, you get a much bigger space.
Yes, I totally agree with you. So the entry price really determines whether or not this will be one of the best buy of the year. The moment you all need to check with an agent, what is the price that to walk away. We will always set a walk away price for our buyers, and every project has its own safe margins that you need to adhere to in order for you to actually see profit. One thing that Penrith have that Stirling doesn't have is sheltered walkway to MRT station.
But you have rented units at Commonwealth Towers, right?
Yes, very easy to
super
rent.
near MRT, there is always no downtime.
The rentability over there itself, right, based on past experience, it is very, very, very in demand. Essentially, the downtime is probably only kept to around 1 month at max, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Okay, so to summarize why I feel that Penrith actually has the potential to be the new king of Queenstown, it's because number one, it has a pretty healthy kind of density, around 460 units, 462 kind of units. Good mix of own stay units, which is a 3-bedder and 4-bedder, as well as investment units, which is a 2-bedder. On top of that, it has sheltered walkway to the MRT station, which actually will help in terms of the rentability. So your own stay demand is there, your tenant pool is there, it has no reason not to perform. And on top of that, it really only boils down to one thing, which is the entry price. To me, if the developer really were to launch maybe around 2005, 2006 PSF, I really feel that you can just enter.
I think my argument today is not whether Penrith will not perform. I think Penrith will perform. I think as long as you enter the right price, you will make. But because maybe I'm emotional.
I'm a rational person. I really feel that this is one of the safer options. Might not make the most in terms of compared to other new launches or rather other resale, but it's definitely one of the safest options. If the entry price is right, it might actually be the best new launch in 2025.
Well, if you all want to hear more from us, do like, subscribe the video, share to your friends, and maybe we'll see you in the next one.
Bye!